All right. Shalom, Akim Plus lesson. I do want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashim El Shai Bahashim Kapadash. Double honor our apostles and elders of the new and the truth. This is blessing to the sincere Akim. Okay, the brother Yara Ariel from the Green and Silver Miami camp. Come back to the prayer power of Yahweh Bahashim El Shai. Make another lesson. Okay, in this lesson, I'll be going into how the Lord is going to give everyone rewards. Okay, and what I mean by rewards, it can either be salvation or destruction. Okay, because the scriptures tell us what the rewards can be, depending on your lot and depending on what you was put on the earth to do. Okay, if you was put on the earth to prophesy and be a prophet, and you endure to the end, you know that um salvation is your reward. And if you were just put on the earth to be an extra in a movie and partake in the destruction, we know that your reward is death or destruction. Okay, and that's balance. Showing you how the Lord is balanced, man. The Lord is a just power. Okay, not forgetting nothing. Okay, people may say that that's not a reward, but in a sense, that is a reward, man. Okay, the Lord, is giving everybody a reward according to their works, man. If you just working in wickedness and you're just plainly wicked and you don't seek the Lord, you living it up in America, then your reward is destruction. Okay, your reward is destruction compared to someone that's being diligent or being a servant of Yahweh Shai, constantly preaching, prophesying, okay, doing the work, brother. Okay, knowing you endure to the end, your reward is going to be a crown, man, and ultimately salvation. Okay, that's the rewards that the Lord is coming back to give. And if you search up the definition, usually in our camp, somebody gives the word of the week. All right, and this is going to be my word of the week, even though I'm still waiting. Okay, but when I was, what was in the hours and byways yesterday, Saturday, bro was going into war, the definition of reward, and that instantly clicked in my mind, man. Okay, the different type of rewards that the Lord is coming to give to the men, okay, that been doing His work, all right, that been diligent, and also to the men that are not doing the works of Yahweh Shem Shai and are solely wicked. Your reward is going to be destruction and death. Okay, but this definition of reward is a thing given in recognition of one's service, effort or achievement. That's right, man. A thing given in recognition of one's service, effort, or achievement. Okay, you are going to get rewarded due to your service. Okay, your effort. Your effort in this truth, your effort in trying to push out the word, your recognition. Okay, of your service to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, that's gonna if you are doing these things, you are getting a righteous reward. You are not getting the reward of the wicked. Okay, and I got an etymology here says, and then also going into another reward can be destruction or punishment. It says one that deserves his deserts from Anglo-French. It says, and I got to highlight it here, punishment or recompense for evil doing. The sense of some money in exchange for the capture of a criminal or fugitive or return for a lost item is from the 1590s. And I just wanted to highlight that that little article that says, or that little phrase that said, a punishment or recompense for evil doings. Okay, so that can that is a form of a reward as well, man. Okay, that can be a form of a reward that the Lord is coming to reward the people, man. Okay, the wicked, Esau, Edom. Okay, the heathen, and the 2/3, man. All right, that's going to be some of these people reward. All right, and low when we build those men. Okay, we're looking for the righteous reward. We're not looking for the reward of the wicked. All right. Going on, I got a few precepts, further edify the point. This is Matthew 16 and verse 27. It says, "Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here that shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in this kingdom." That's right, man. There's some brothers that are not going to taste death. All right, and that's going to be, your reward for enduring and fighting to the end. You are not going to die on this side. Okay, and we see throughout everybody should be on shot for that because that's a righteous reward, and the men of the Lord do want that righteous reward. Man, we don't want the reward of the wicked. Okay, jumping on to Revelation, because in Revelation it does speak about rewards too as well. It's Revelation 22, verse 12, and and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according to his work shall be. Right, man, and the Lord's reward is going to be with him. Okay, the scripture says that He's going to give reward to every man's work. Okay, what is your works, man? Okay, are you working after the works of Satan, or are you working doing the work of Yahweh by Hashem Shai? That is going to be your either reward. Okay, that's the difference of the rewards that you can obtain. All right, and the Lord's coming back to give everybody according to their reward, man. Everybody getting a reward. People in the world, people think that reward is only good things. It's two sided, man. Because even in a race too, you may not be the first person that win the race. You may be the second or the third, but you still receive some type of reward. Okay, just using it as a example. Okay, obviously the elect and the men of the Lord all are gonna be that first place reward, and we're gonna get the best reward ever. Okay, but the people or the 2/3 and the wicked and the heathen, they're gonna receive a reward also. It's not gonna be as glorious as what we are gonna receive, but it's still gonna be some type of reward. Okay, y'all want to do after wickedness, y'all gonna receive the reward for being wicked, and that's balance, man. The Lord is balanced and He's fair. Okay, continuing on. This is Revelation 11 and verse 18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that there shall be judge, that thou should give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, and great, small and great, and thou should destroy them that destroy the earth." And that's right. And that's right. Man, going to this virgin, the wrath is come. The wrath of Yahweh by Shemashai is come. Okay. And, within that wrath, the Lord is going to, reward his prophets, all right, for being patient and, not taking the MOTB and, remaining diligent. Okay. That's the reward that the prophets are going to receive. All right. It says, "And to them that fear thy name," right? And who the only person that fear the name of the Lord is the men of the Lord, the prophets. Okay, and it says, "And to them that fear thy name, small and great, it should have destroyed them that destroyed the earth." Okay, and the Lord's gonna destroy them that destroy the earth, man. Okay, Esau the one that destroyed the earth. Okay, so Lord's gonna destroy them, take them out of power. All right, and this is my last piece, Revelation 18 in verse 6, and it says, "Reward her as she has rewarded you double, uh, and unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she shall have filled, fill her double." All right, man, going into the destruction of Babylon. scripture's telling, these nations to, reward her double, okay? Meaning, going into the destruction of America, okay? And when you read the verse up, it says, okay, her first sentence for her sins had reached into the heavens, okay? And that's that's the works that Babylon has done. So that reward is going to be, them being destroyed, man. America being destroyed, and that's righteous, man. Okay, he was talking about, going away to cleanse the earth, by the bloodshed of, to clean the earth by the blood of him that should have. Okay, so Esau's blood is required to cleanse the earth. Okay, but following on, Esau has a reward, and the men of the Lord has a reward too as well, man. Esau reward is going to be destruction, and the men of the Lord reward is going to be salvation, man. Okay, so Lord, when you was edified with that, I do want to give all praise and all glory to you. I will buy shit, I'll try by shit like a Kadash. That was our posture of the great millstone. Right, peace and blessings. Sincere Akim. With that, I want to say shalom.